We will start with the Skilluminati. So the session is action sports creating the movement. So today we will speak in the first part of the day, we will more speak about the extreme sports. So Skilluminati is a group of enthusiastic skiers and filmmakers from Latvia. Skilluminati have directed and produced two ski movies, Manifesto in 2012 and Skilluminati in 2013. Their second movie, Skilluminati, got well recognized by IF3 in 2013. I think Einārs will tell what is this. And now Skilluminati is one of the biggest names at action sports filmmaking in Baltic. So, and tell you more about this movement and how this started, I'm inviting on this stage founder of Skilluminati, Einārs Lansmanis.
Hi everyone, hope you feel good, hope you comfortable in your seats. My name is Einārs Lansmanis, that you already know, of course. I'm a freestyle skier and I'm associated also with a lot of different other urban sports like skateboarding. I ride my fixed bike through the city. Today I came with a car, it's snowing outside, you know. But still, I love urban sports, and particularly freestyle skiing and urban skiing is my heart and my kind of sport. Today I am representing Skilluminati. Yeah, we are a bunch of freestyle skiers who started to make movies, films, of what we do and how we do it. And our second movie got pretty good recognition, and we were really happy about it because it was like our masterpiece. And now we're on the quest to make our third project happen. Today, I would like to talk with you about learning from environment and why we should do it. But let's start everything nice and easy with a little video.
Tie, kas jūt, tie jūt, un tie, kas nejūt, tie nemaz nejūt. Un tie to bauda. Jo viņš jūt enerģiju. Uzņem sev to enerģiju visu. Un tad viņš var atpazīt, kur ir īstais, kurš nav.
This third movie project is a little bit different from the two other movie projects we did before. Those two were more as documentary movies, and this is more like a, you know, artistic, a little bit artistic movie. The name of the project is Oda, and Oda is a story about things which has happened in past, and this particular story is about skiing and how we see it. So, let's get back to our topic of today. Do some of you know how actually people started skiing? I can tell you it was all from environment. Because, you know, back then in ancient times, there was such thing called as Ice Age. You know, a lot of snow covered all our globe, and people had to walk around in this deep snow. Imagine how to walk in the deep snow till here, maybe till there. I don't know how it was then, but they had to think a way how to slide across the snow. So the skis were born, right? And through the ages, people used the skis for hunting, for even going to the war or just traveling around. And by using the skis, they realized that, hey, skiing is a lot of fun. So in nowadays or in future, the situation is totally opposite. There's not so much snow anymore left on the planet, but people still love to ski. So they are starting to think of different ways how to make man-made snow, artificial snow. So there's dry slopes, a lot of them in UK and also in USA, and indoor ski centers, also one of them in Baltic states in Lithuania. It's basically a big refrigerator. And let's be honest, who of us want to spend their times in big refrigerator? That's why Skilluminati is doing urban skiing. Urban skiing is one of many freestyle skiing disciplines. In urban skiing, there's endless opportunities and no limits. Like you can see in these photos are from our archive, from Skilluminati archive. We can jump even through the buildings. We can walk through the streets with our skis, and nobody can stop us because we're just urban skiers and we love to do it. But the main, or one of the main things about this sport is the spot, because it all depends from the environment where you do it. Of course, we need some snow. Sometimes we can take the snow from local ice rinks. Sometimes there's a lot of snowing. It depends from the situation, but the spot is also, the spots can be really different. Sometimes they are very well analyzed, like this old brick factory from Soviet Union, where we had we took some Google Earth pictures and we put it all on the poster, and then we thought which places we're going to ski and what tricks we're going to perform and what we're going to film. But sometimes you go to the spot and you just see a bunch of crap lying around everywhere. So you gather them all together and you make, I would say, some kind of art, and that's a spot. You can jump over it, or you can make a slide, or whatever you want to do. We consider this sport a new form of art, because you can take your imagination, like artists do, and with action, you can create masterpieces. You can also see a lot of interesting objects in the city, like, for example, the big letters of Riga. Those who traveled by car, maybe they saw these big letters. We jumped over them. We used a special winch to pull ourselves 60 kilometers per hour, so we have enough speed to jump over the letters. Really proud of this thing, actually. And yeah, skiing is considered to be a performance art. Like, you know, actors or dancers, they are performing their things. We are also performing. We can do it all right on the spot in the city, or it can be maybe installed, you know, with many tries before, or maybe in special environment. It's endless opportunities, like I told you. Video, photo, and editing, that's our way, and I think the only way how we can bring everything together what we have done. And of course, there's another thing. Sometimes we do crazy things, you know, and to get the motivation and to get the courage for it, you need to film it. Otherwise, it's nonsense if you crash 10 times and then try to land this trick and you don't film it. Okay, let's get back to this subject. So this way of filming it, making photo shoots, and in the end making edits and movies is our way how we can bring our ideas, our vision to society. But sometimes society thinks, is it legal? Is it legal to do this urban skiing, street skiing? How do you think? Is it legal?
Vairāk nebraukā pa šito sistēmu. Kārtībā mēs... Nē, kur neprasa! Nē, uzstāv! Lūdzu, nē! Lūdzu!
Viņam ir guns, un viņš viņu liks lietā.
Ты что, бля, я тебя, бля, застрелю, нахуй! Ты дебил, блядь!
Just skiing, we were making a movie, but he was so frustrated that he didn't even see that they had the ski boots with them and that they had skis and the winch, but he was just going, you robbers, you're trying to rob me once again. And of course, in the end, it was just a big misunderstanding, and everything ended nice. But there are different scenarios, and of course, we know that the law, we cannot break the law because it's illegal to be in somebody's property, private property, without permission, of course, or to break some stuff. It's illegal. But there is also, like, many scenarios, like I told you. Like, for example, in this picture in the left, you can see a big field, big empty field with some melting snow. It's actually near to this one big shopping center, and the snow is pushed out from the car parking. So once I was driving by it, and I saw, oh, there's a lot of snow. Let's do something. Let's build some kickers or whatever. So we went, we did it, we built the kickers, and right when we finished them, the security guards came by. And they told us, no, guys, this is private property. You cannot ski in here. But we're like, hey, but people are like walking through here all the time. You don't care about them? But we are just skiing on this melting snow, which is, and nobody needs it. But we want to ski on it. But no, they didn't let us to ski. But also there's good examples from even policemen who come, see what we do, and they're like, okay, you're not breaking actually the law. You're not damaging anything. So be careful and keep on doing that. So there's many different scenarios. But what could be the solution for all of this? Should we legalize this freestyle skiing and give some permissions? Or maybe go to the government and ask them for some permissions? Or should we stay just in our snow parks, you know, where there is already made slides and kickers and jumps? I think if we would do this, we would lose our inspiration. And also lose the progress from this inspiration, because every time when we go in the streets, we have to use our imagination to create something from nothing. And that's why we often use these kind of spots like abandoned places, factories, also ghetto districts. First of all, they are looking really rough and nice. And second thing is that it's really interesting also to meet different kind of people. Sometimes there are kids who see skiing for the first time in their lives. And they look at us and like, whoa, I didn't even know that you can ski in here. And in some kind of way, we can inspire these people from these ghetto districts where they don't know about skiing so much. And I think that's a good thing to do. And talking about inspiring, here is a really good example. This is the picture on the left. This is a Winter Olympic slopestyle course preview for 2018 Olympic Games. Slopestyle is also one of freestyle skiing disciplines, which is already second year into the Olympic Games. And slopestyle was originally originated from park skiing. Park skiing offers you like kickers and slides and rails and boxes and stuff like that. And slopestyle is just all of these elements put in one line, and then skiers go through and perform their tricks. But originally, these park elements has originated from street, for urban. And here I have some examples from our Latvian local street scene. You can see that we have this A-frame rail, and in the Olympic Games it's going to be almost the same, and also the down rail there. So I think this is a really good example how big sports event, the biggest in the world, Olympic Games, has inspired from streets, from the environment. And by doing that, they are making our sport sustainable for the next generations. So I think that we should keep on learning from our environment, and we should keep observing it to make our sport sustainable for the next generations. Thank you.
And, the question is about spot modification in street, and how do you see it kind of interact with the actual street environment? When is it too much? And like, say you find a rail, then you're like, okay, we can grind this, but we need to build a landing and a takeoff. So you basically make the spots yourself, but is it an actual street spot then? Because for people doing other action sports, like summer action sports like skateboarding or BMX or inline skating or whatever, spot modification is like a weird thing, because if you like find any skater out there push a kicker ramp in front of a rail, he'll be laughed at. Like, that wouldn't be real by any means. So how does this go in skiing and snowboarding and whatever else is there out for winter action sports? How do you look at it, and when is too much too much?
Okay, thanks for the question. Great question, and I understand this question. And I understand it from your point of view, from summer sports like BMXing and skateboarding and inline skating. Of course, then that's a little bit different story. First of all, in winter, we need to have the snow and build the kickers and make the landings. Second thing is that quite often we are doing this like most craziest, like, you know, jumps over things and landings, and sometimes you need this landings to absorb your impact. Otherwise, you're gonna just, you know, break your legs. That's why you need something like that. And personally, I think that this spot modification is kind of like a maybe progressing even the street for skiing and for snowboarding, because this is like another way you can express yourself, another way you can make skiing more as an art and not like a sport, like you know, a regular sport. Who is going to be the first in the sprint? But you can create something from nothing, like I told you before. So I think it's not a bad thing in freestyle skiing and snowboarding. I think it's some kind of progress, you can say.
You just have to do it. You do what it takes, basically. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But the question still stands, though. Like, say there's a thing happening. Like, you have this rail, and you think of, okay, I can do this one trick on it if I build like a kicker this high, say. But then you think of it like, okay, but I can add something more into it if I build a higher kicker, you know? When does it stop? When do you like... probably you'll say that it depends on the person, on the skier, and on his outlook on the things. But from your perspective, as you know, as one of the key persons doing this stuff in Latvia.
Yeah, well, I think it's endless opportunities, like I told you before. No, it's like, of course, if the rail is here, for example, this is going to be the rail, and you build the kicker here, and you just want to like jump on it and then jump down. It's nonsense, right? For this kind of rail, and if you just want to jump on it, then you don't use the kicker, because that's going to show your skills. But if you're in the street environment with some big rails, big features, you can express yourself differently. You can either build a kicker and jump with a transfer into the third kink with 450, or maybe you want to jump without the kicker, just holding on the rail like this, jump on it, and then jump down, ski around, maybe go through under the rail, and then jump on the end of the rail. It's so many different options in this sport.
Thank you. And hi, Einārs. Nice to meet you here today. And I would like to ask about the perspective, about the future, and I don't know, maybe you have some plan to go somewhere all around the world to make some crazy movie like Forced, Ceturto daļu.
Understand? Yes, of course. We were talking with our crew members with Skilluminati that this particular way of skiing or of movie making, maybe we're not gonna do it after this, because this is gonna be like the third final project for this. But we have some ideas of going all around the world, maybe expressing ourselves a little bit different, maybe adding some other sports or filming some other sports or creating stories about other sports. Maybe having young skiers in our group also performing and making a platform for them to develop and to, you know, rise and to get better and better every day. So yeah, we are thinking about like future and how we could express ourselves and how we could improve and progress. But right now we are so into this third project that we don't want to have any other thoughts. We just want to finish it and show you guys what's up in there.
How does the social media short video culture affecting on, like, in your opinion, on all this snowboarding and ski freestyle video? You know, snowboarding and ski freestyle got a very long tradition in video making of long documentary or movies. How does, in your opinion, this affecting with the Instagram, YouTube kind of video that are getting shorter and shorter in producing a very high quality content? You know what I mean? Like, because the kids are scrolling super fast, but to develop a project like you guys doing takes like month and planning and sponsorship. But then, is there a market for the videos? You know what I mean? Like, or do you think the future is just finding one spot, building one ramp, doing the big trick, producing a good video of that, gone?
Yeah, well, I actually have thought about this a lot. And yeah, it is like this a little bit, that this fast movement of internet and all the social medias, it a little bit takes away of these like magical movies, right? And also the kids, you know, they are really anxious these days. They just want to, you know, do the triple cork. Some guy films it in the story and yeah, bam, let's put it in the internet. It goes viral and maybe even in some YouTube it can earn some money or something. But I think it all depends from the artists. If you know how to create this hype around you, and you can still show something like a little bit from it, from what you're doing, but not show all of it, then I think it's much better. That's my personal opinion. I'm not sure if it's going to go like this in the future, but I think it should go like this, that you should like try to maybe think of other ways how you can tell people that, hey, I just landed the triple cork. You don't believe it? Watch this, and maybe you show only the end of it, and then there's a even bigger hype than just showing it. Maybe you just talk about it so much and show some little fragments of it and all the preparation work and everything, so people get hype, more and more hype. Like, for example, with us, we are already producing this movie for third year. It was meant to be 2 years, and the third year came, the winters are not so good and so on, and I feel that people are like getting more and more anxious, you know. Hey guys, what's up? What's up with this project? When it's gonna be on the big screen? I think we are getting a little bit like benefits actually from it, that we're maybe a little bit delaying it, or the environment is delaying this process. So I think we as an artist, we the people who are doing this, we should be really clever about it. Not always spoiling everything and like, you know, and then really it happens like that when you watch the movie and you're like, oh yeah, I saw this in the Facebook, I remember this trick, yeah, and it's not interesting anymore.
So that means that there is an audience who waiting for this. That means, yeah, there is a whole movement who is waiting for this. They making not for everybody, not for viral videos, but making something with the value which will stay for years, right?
Yes.
So another question, as a freestyle skiing and a snowboard is an Olympic, right? So you are from this part of sports, but you are more about the art, not so much about sport. You're more about the streets, not so much about the Olympics. But the reality is that those sports are in Olympics, and you stay street. So if we skateboard society, BMX society, and others are worried about what will happen. So if Olympics will bring our culture, what do you think about it? So freestyle skiing is for years in Olympics. Is it still culture, or is it still so? Is it exist and streets and sports?
Yeah, I understand your question, and well, there was also the same thing which is now happening to skateboarding and BMX, and all this talk about, hey, how it's gonna affect our sport, and we're gonna like lose our, you know, our passion and
Our
everything.
culture.
Our culture, yeah, but you don't lose your culture if you're still doing it. If you love what you do, if you do that, there can be sports segment and artistic segment. It can coexist. And you can even, if you're smart enough, you can even get benefits from these Olympic Games. There's huge amount of like commercials about the sport, so you can make it more popular. You can show it as you want. You can like refer to that, yeah, we're gonna be in Olympics, but those guys in Olympics, they don't do it like we do. You can make it even more like, look more cooler to the society. And for freestyle skiing, it is like this, that once there's Olympic Games closer and closer, of course, people are talking more about the Olympic Games. But anyways, there's still a lot of interesting movie projects happening and other artistic, like photo shoots and stuff like that.
And the same sportists participate also in the Olympics, and the same people, those same people participate also in art projects or movie makings, and that's.
Yeah, we have a really good example in freestyle skiing. There's this freestyle skiing guy named Henry Harlaut. He's from Sweden. He's about this high with dreadlocks and like super big pants and jackets and everything. And he's all about the style, the culture, there's like movie making and everything, editing and stuff like that. But he's one of the best athletes also in the slopestyle and big air competition. He got fourth position, I think I remember, in Olympic Games in Sochi.
Great, cool to hear that. So, any question? Yeah, you have. Great.
Just a very quick question. I'm curious to ask if you are using modifying equipment, like, because I imagine that making this kind of performance in a urban environment is more difficult because you are less space to move and make all the tricks. So I was wondering if you are modifying your equipment for the purpose, or you use standard equipment. If you use standard, have you never thought to make something just related to urban skiing?
Yeah, well, if you prefer about like freestyle skis and freestyle boots and like what we wear, then usually it's standard equipment. Some of the companies, they are like making some models which are in particular meant for street, but actually you cannot make like anything different. Which is going to be good for street, it's going to be good for park skiing as well.
Yeah, I was wondering because, for example, for 3-on-3 basketball, FIBA made also the small ball to make it all linked from the equipment, from the rules. So I was wondering if you are focused also in this way.
Well, the one thing which is also similar to this making smaller ball is our style in skiing. Like, for example, this fashion has inspired from streets. Also, a lot of artists inspire from streets. Also, freestyle skiers often inspire from streets, from military clothes, from gangster, 90s hip hop, big pants, everything. And now nowadays, the most popular thing is the new wave, with the sweatsuit pants, Adidas stuff, and stuff like that. So that's more like when you ski in the streets, you want to look more like you're just a regular guy in the street, not like you're going to the mountain with your mountain jacket and mountain goggles in the street. This is the thing.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, and round of applause for Einārs, and here is a small present from us.
Thank you very much for having me here. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was pleasure.
See you later.
See you later. Thank you very much.